Bite, your source for entertainment news both in the Gator Nation and around the country. I'm Lauren Crawford.
I'm Kelbin Ramirez.
And I'm Bobby Desmond. We're here to bring you all of the entertainment news you could want, from the biggest celebrities and fashion statements to more local news right here in Gainesville, Florida.
So guys, spring break, how did it go? Did you guys have a good time?
I
got, turned with my Netflix.
And we met up during spring break too.
We did.
On my 2-week spring break.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram. You were all over New York.
Yeah, trying to get a job.
You went the cold route. I was like, no, I'm going for the heat, the sun, the sand, the beach. Took a cruise to the Bahamas. It was great.
I am Bahamian, so yeah. Fun fact.
I didn't know that.
Fun fact. Yeah.
You heard it first on the bite. So some of us may still be in break mode, but our local Gator reporter, Nestor Montoya, actually checked out a dance marathon here at UF. Check it out.
For 21 years, University of Florida students have joined in the tradition that is Dance Marathon, an epic 26.2-hour dance party that's all for a good cause. This year's Dance Marathon was held on March 14th and 15th at the Stephen C. O'Connell Center. A total of 825 students participated in raising funds for UF Health Shands Children's Hospital, Gainesville's local children's Miracle Network hospital. In addition, Miracle families directly affected and their children came to show their support to all of those dancing. Public Relations Overall Chair for the event, Melissa Duke, says that Dance Marathon is truly all for the kids.
At the heart of everything we do are these kids, and just the opportunity to come see these kids play, even if you don't get to meet them, just to see them living life and smiling, and you see so much hope in them, and that's what keeps us going, and that's why we continue to stand year after year.
To keep dancers motivated and moving, there were live performances, interactive games, themed hours, and the unforgettable energetic line dance.
At the moment, participants have been awake and on their feet for over 24 hours, and with less than 2 to go, there's no turning back.
With every last ounce of energy, dancers kept moving until the much-awaited countdown to sit. The best highlight of all was the big reveal of the amount of money raised. A whopping $2,015,307.17. If you're interested in being a part of next year's Dance Marathon, registration and fundraising begin next fall. In Gainesville, I'm Local Gator reporter Nestor Montoya.
I think it's truly amazing that UF raised over $2 million during Dance Marathon this year. It's just insane.
It's amazing. I think especially that it goes especially to kids. It's a great cause.
It's a great cause. But we have some not so great news coming out of E's Fashion Police. As we all know, last year Joan Rivers passed away, left the spot open for who should be hosting the show. They decided eventually on Kathy Griffin, which at the time I thought was a great replacement. But as we've come to see over the past 7 episodes, things just haven't been working out.
To put it nicely.
Really, the true scandal happened with the Giuliana debacle. Not good. She made some comments during the Oscar version of the show that Zendaya's hair, she was wearing dreads, she probably smelled like patchouli oil and weed. And of course, people were upset because that's racist. And that eventually led to Kelly Osbourne leaving the show. And then a few weeks later, Kathy decided she's stepping out of the show as well. So what do you guys think about all these holes that are now happening?
I want to go back to the Kelly Osbourne thing. She cited the Zendaya situation as her reason for leaving, and I hate to use this word because it is a very strong word, but I feel like she exploited the situation. She had a moment to say something on the show, which she usually does in terms of her other friends, like Miley Cyrus, and she always either says, oh, I don't want to talk about it because I'm friends with her, or something of that nature, and in this case, she kind of didn't say anything. And in my opinion, silence is the same thing as agreeing.
Especially since she always steps in for either Miley or Taylor or anyone else.
She had the opportunity to do something and she didn't. So like I said, she exploited the situation, and I think she's riding the coattails of the Giuliana debacle and to citing that as her reason for leaving. And I think it's something that she may have thought about for months. So that's my only kind of bad thing I see about it.
I don't want the show to end. I mean, we know that there's many holes to fill in on the panel, and I have some suggestions. I know you guys do too.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's let Bobby go first.
We
though.
have some
I think
suggestions.
Bobby's been wanting to talk about this
My
for a long
suggestions
time.
are probably the best, which is why we're going to start with mine. You can tweet at us at
Okay.
ChomPics the Bite and decide whether you agree, whether you disagree, or even give us some suggestions of your own. My suggestion was someone who was thrown around, their name was thrown around in terms of replacing Joan when this all got started. Nene Leakes from the
knew
Real
that was
Housewives
coming.
franchise.
Knew that
I
was
think
coming.
she's a great suggestion. She, of course, has the fashion sense. She's got the humor, as we all know from watching the Real Housewives. She's got that. She's got a tendency to be a little mean and be a little harsh and be a little cruel, especially about the outfits that people are wearing.
And that's my fear. And I feel like that could be where the show could take a turn for the left. It's already having some issues with not knowing where the line is, obviously. So I just feel like adding Nene to the show could make it very a mean girl show. And it doesn't have to be that. It can just be a funny fashion show, which is what it's been for years. And I just think the addition of Nene could be very mean
That
girl.
is true. There is a line of cattiness that she could cross. Just being from the Real Housewives franchise, I
Yeah.
think their shtick is cattiness. But
She won't
I
have
say
a
if-
limit on the show.
You're
She'll
right.
say whatever's on her mind.
You're right. And I think, personally, I think that's the way to go. That's how Joan was. You have to be no holds barred. And the next person that I think should fill the spot is always no holds barred.
Oh, goodness.
From the Kardashian kingdom, Scott Disick. He's definitely got the fashion sense. He would bring an interesting twist to the show. They've never had a straight male panelist. It would bring just a sensibility to the show that we've never had. Someone who can approach the fashion world from the straight male perspective. It's just totally different, totally left field, and I think he's really funny. He's got an interesting style. Not everybody thinks it looks good.
Bobby,
I do.
you're trying to sell me this, and I'm not buying it.
I can't
I'm
sell
not
you.
buying
I
it.
think he
Not
looks
buying
good
it?
sometimes. He has a good fashion
I think he
sense.
looks great.
But
no.
Scott Kardashian does not need to be on
Scott
the
Kardashian.
panel.
Right
Scott
here.
Kardashian.
A little shade, but I just don't think that, once again, it's the direction the show needs to go.
Yeah, no.
In my opinion, I just feel like it could go back to its greatness with Joan. So, I don't know.
What do you think?
What do you think, Kelvin?
I think maybe a lot of people won't agree with this, but Zendaya would make a great panelist
What a
on the
bunch of
Fashion
jokes
Police.
today.
Why is it jokes? I think she's been on the show before, and
You are right about
and
that.
she's
been
done
on
a
the
good
show as
job. I think maybe a little shakeup between Juliana and Zendaya would make
You
great
just want to see
television.
some drama. Yeah.
I love the drama.
That would
But
be
I'm
straight.
gonna bring it back, and I'm gonna go in all seriousness, and I want my girl Niecy Nash to take in
interesting
for
choice.
Kathy.
Okay.
We haven't seen her for a while, but she is
Reno.
still around, killing the game in the comedy world, and I think she's hilarious. She's that good fun and that good funny, and I feel like that's what the show needs to go back to. And in terms of Kelly's role, I have to do it, my girl Chloe. She has been killing the game in the after shows for all the awards. She looks phenomenal, she's funny, and she has that natural likability. And I think the whole chemistry of the cast with those two additions, with Brad and even Juliana, I still love her. It could be a go back to its fun, good, like I said, funny show.
Yeah, I can definitely approve of those. Both Chloe and Niecy, their humor is very light and airy, and they don't ever kick anyone when they're down. So that would be good to bring back that fun sensibility to the show. You're right.
Do we
Exactly.
need another Kardashian on another E! News
Yes,
show?
we do.
Yes.
Yes, you can
Yes.
never have.
You
You
can
can
never
never
have
have
enough
enough
Kardashians.
Kardashians.
Well.
But going hand in hand with style and fashion, we have our Fit and Famous reporter Bonnie Katz and our co-host Miss Danielle Prenz, and how to keep looking great and having healthy meals.
Welcome to the latest edition of Fit and Famous. I'm Bonnie Katz, and today we're joined by our lovely host Danielle.
Hi.
Today we prepared in my dorm room some healthy kale chips, and we're really excited to share the recipe
They were
with you.
so easy, so there's no excuse, no excuse.
This superfood is not that super difficult to use in different recipes. Some of my favorites are kale smoothies, pesto, and what I'll be preparing today, kale chips. Kale is a dark leafy green that is rich in vitamins A, C, and K. It's also a great source of folate and omega-3 fatty acids. With just 33 calories and 2.5 grams of fiber per cup, it really is a superfood. So today I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to incorporate some more kale into your diet with a kale chips recipe. Preheat the oven to 350. Start off with 2 cups of kale. It will look like a lot, but once they're in the oven, they shrink down. You'll want to remove any of the stems because they're very bitter. Next, spread out the leaves evenly on a cookie sheet. Pour on 1 tablespoon of olive oil and sprinkle with seasoning of your choice. Make sure every leaf is well coated and then pop the kale into the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. You'll want to keep an eye out on the chips throughout the process because they burn really easily. Be sure to move the chips around about halfway through the baking to make sure they're all crisping up. All right, let's try one.
Okay. I love the crunch.
It's so crunchy.
I think I found a replacement for potato chips.
Yeah, they're great. A great snack to have after class. And they stay in bags if you keep them, which is
Oh, good. Now, do you think you could ever serve these with a dinner, or?
yeah, like a nice appetizer. We had them at a Super Bowl party. Yeah, a little healthy alternative. That'd be great.
I think I'm gonna make these all the time now. You know, how much more kale do you think we should have gotten if we wanted to make a large portion of this?
Typically, kale comes in like a very large bag, and then you just put it on like 2 or 3 trays. But you gotta watch it so they don't burn too much.
I think that's the trick to this. You have to really be watching the entire time.
Yep.
So this is great. I'm gonna make this all the time.
Lena Dunham appears to be a fan of this veggie too. She recently Instagrammed a photo wearing a shirt with the word kale written across it. I challenge you to cook these kale chips one night for dinner this week and show us your version with the hashtag #KaleFromTheBite. And that wraps up this latest edition of Fit and Famous. Until next time, I'm Bonnie Katz. Stay healthy and stay happy, Gators.
That's it for this part of the bite, but we still have a lot more on the way. I'm Bobby Desmond.
I'm Lauren Crawford.
And I'm Kelbin Ramirez, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep up to date with all of our entertainment news. Stay tuned for next episode. I just bought my ticket, and I am so excited. I can already feel her presence.
He didn't pay his rent, y'all, for this.
I haven't paid my rent, and I'm not going to say how much the ticket was.